In your engineering career, you never know what experience you're going to have that's going to change the game for your career and change your career progression trajectory forever, right? We can all look back and find these big changes and transitions in our career. Well, in today's engineering management lessons video, I have with me BJ Kraemer. BJ is the president and CEO of MCFA. He's had a very interesting and successful career to date. He served in the military and he learned a lot about leadership and transition. And then he came into MCFA and he now is the president and CEO, and he's been one of those responsible for growing the company from 15 people to around 60 people. And so, BJ, you're going to share with our audience something that was a really big transition in your career. Can you take us through that?
I go back to, I came out of grad school, was not prepared for the engineering construction industry, right? I was trained to lead guys in combat and chase bad guys or do route clearance. I knew enough about engineering and enough about project management, I guess, to be confident. But I was thrown on $1 billion construction project and, really just had to step up and figure it out. And I think that's all of the points in our careers that I think are those trajectories, because there was another point at MCFA when really I had a conversation with the owner, and you step into kind of the uncomfortable zone. And Tim Ferriss talks about, like, the quality of your life is going to be determined by the number of uncomfortable situations you're willing to go into and the number of uncomfortable conversations you're willing to have. So growth happens outside of our comfort zone. And I think that's been a bit of my trick. And like, that's not without fear. That's not without anxiety. That's not without hesitation. And it's not without like thinking through it responsibly, but it's like, hey, step up, take some risk, and force yourself to figure it out. And I think that's my takeaway.
Yeah, no, it's great. And, it just shows that if you're an engineer out there and there's something that you want to do, but you're kind of uncomfortable at it, it's probably something you're supposed to be doing in your career to take that next step. I know my wife is an engineer and she hates public speaking, and her boss keeps asking her to do it. And she's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I keep telling her, like, it's like the next step for you. It's kind of the way to go because you feel that way. And like, it's going to be uncomfortable even when you start to try it, but it's like you do it a couple of times, you get comfortable, you realize it's not as bad as you thought, and you keep kind of pushing through it.
Without a doubt. The podcast is actually one of those, inspiring people places podcasts is like, hey, this is a good idea. Then all of a sudden I'm in front of a mic and I'm like, what am I talking about? But you go through some repetitions, you start interviewing people, and it goes somewhere. So
yeah,
you got to work that uncomfortable muscle.
No, I appreciate that message. I think it's one of the most important messages people can hear in their careers, is that if you're doing something and it's uncomfortable, don't stop doing it. Before you stop doing it, push through a little bit more. And you're going to, if it's the right thing for you, you're going to start, it's going to get easier, faster. And you're going to say, man, I don't know what I would have done, if I didn't give it a shot. And hopefully, BJ, it's because you gave them the tip here that they take action on that. So thanks again, man. We really appreciate the time.
This was fun. Thanks.
All right. I hope that you enjoyed BJ kind of taking us through his transition point. And I hope that you'll find your own transition point in your career, something that can really, might make you uncomfortable, but it's going to really push you and help you to grow. And please consider subscribing to our channel. Here, we put out videos like this on a weekly basis to help engineers become better managers and leaders. I'll see you next week.